They don't need lights. The robots work in complete darkness. No windows, no workers, no sound except the hum of machines. Moving, building, assembling, hour after hour, day after day, without ever stopping. Welcome to the American factory of the future. Then it was gone. Not overnight, but fast enough. Factories shuttered. Jobs evaporated. Towns that had thrived for a century started to hollow out. The machines were moved. The work was moved. All of it shipped overseas in search of... The new factory doesn't have an assembly line in the way you picture one. It has a brain. Artificial intelligence watches every machine, every sensor, every moving part, simultaneously, in real time, and it never blinks. It knows when a robot arm is about to fail before the arm knows it itself. It reroutes production the instant something goes wrong. It runs simulations in... The entire operation is governed by data, by software, by systems communicating with each other in real time at speeds no human team could match. This isn't manufacturing anymore. This is something new, something we don't quite have a word for yet. Then, the supply chains collapsed. When the world locked down, the shelves went empty. Microchips ran out. Medical supplies vanished. Car factories stopped building cars, not because of labor, but because they couldn't get a semiconductor chip the size of a fingernail. Billions of dollars began flowing into new factories, semiconductor plants in Arizona, battery gigafactories in Nevada, robotics facilities from Texas to Tennessee. Construction crews worked around the clock. Cranes rose on skylines in cities that hadn't seen industrial investment in decades. Not because it was cheap, because it was necessary. National security, economic independence, the ability to build your own future instead of begging someone else to build it for you. The race was on. Here's what nobody is saying loudly enough. This isn't just about jobs. This isn't just about economics. This is a war. Not fought with weapons, fought with factories, fought with robots and algorithms and automation systems and trillion-dollar bets on who controls the industries of tomorrow. And it is all... But here's where it gets complicated. The new factories are rising. The machines are running. The automation is spreading. And the jobs? Some are coming back, but not the same jobs. The worker who once stood on an assembly line tightening bolts for 8 hours a day, that job is gone. It's not coming back. No policy will bring it back. No tariff, no subsidy, no election result will reverse what the machines have made economically irreversible. What's coming instead are jobs that require you to speak the language of machines. Software engineers who program the robots, technicians who maintain them, AI specialists who train the systems, data analysts who read what the machines are telling us. The factory floor of the future looks less like a warehouse and more like a control room. A small number of highly skilled people managing systems of extraordinary complexity. Whether that's progress depends on who you ask and where you're standing. Because for the engineer fluent in code, this is an era of extraordinary opportunity. And for the man who spent 30 years mastering a craft that a robot now performs better, cheaper, and without complaint, progress feels like a different word entirely. Right now, in facilities across this country, machines are working in the dark. No windows, no lights, no voices. Just the quiet precision of systems that don't need human presence to function. They were running before you started watching this. They will be running long after it ends. They do not pause for debate. They do not wait for consensus. They simply continue, producing, optimizing, advancing on a timeline that answers to no one. This is the new American Industrial Revolution. Not louder than the last one, but more powerful. Not more crowded, but more complex. Not defined by smokestacks, but by algorithms. Not driven by sweat, but by intelligence, artificial and otherwise. It is already reshaping regions, redefining work, and redrawing the map of global economic power in ways that most people are only beginning to understand. The only question that matters now is simple. Who builds the future? And on whose terms? Because somewhere in the dark, the machines are already deciding.